G'day Academy kids, welcome along to our Introduction to Strength and Conditioning program. This is for kids that haven't done a lot of structured training with us before, so maybe first year GMVAs in the youth program or just not experienced with strength work yet. So we want to show you how to do some basic exercises that are going to help you increase coordination in your body, give you a little bit of muscle tone, start reducing your risk of injury and helping you to jump a little bit higher. The better control we get over our body with muscles, the more we can perform the skills that we'd like to play good volleyball. Okay, so great job on tuning in. We're going to go through the program and you should hopefully have already printed off the program here so you can go through it with me. Alright, now firstly I'd like you to do a bit of a warm-up, so I'd like you just to hit pause and do about a 1 minute jog on the spot. Right, then we can get going. Okay, now you've done your 1 minute jog, we're going to get straight into our exercise. It's not a massively stressful program, so we don't need to do a really long warm-up or anything like that, but we're going to do a couple of stretches just to start with. So let's just do our big stretch back with a big long lunge, hands up in the air, and we'll alternate legs. We'll go two each side. Alright, so we're just getting our hips to move a little bit. Very nice. And then all I want you to do is just open your chest up, so trying to point your fingers behind you, and then close off and pull down with your shoulders. Open your chest up, close off. Now that's really simple, but it's just going to get us ready so we can move a bit better. So our first exercise that we can read is a squat with slow movement. Okay, we've got to make sure our feet are just a tiny bit wider than our shoulders, and our toes are pointing forward. We're going to keep the weight about 60% on our heels, 40% on our toes. So I want to sit down with my back up nice and tall. All right, push my bum back and coming up and down. I should squeeze my butt cheeks on the way up as well. All right, I'm going to give you a side view. So you can see my back's really straight. All right, I'm not bending. I'm up and looking forward. Straight back, and I can push my hands away. That helps me keep a really nice technique. All right, I want to get down to somewhere near, these are my hamstrings, parallel with the ground, and back up. Now the program says we do 20 repetitions. Okay, so we're going to get to our 20. Notice the control through my knees. I'm not having my knees fall in or out or twisting. All right, it's purposeful, right, with good technique. So we have 20 repetitions. If you haven't got to your 20 yet, you can hit pause and let's get through our 20. Okay, our next exercise is push-ups. Now when we do a push-up, I want to do a very specific push-up. Good technique. All right, when I see a lot of young kids do push-ups, I see this. And we're getting stress through our neck, terrible posture through your back. Right, it's really bad for you and it's bad for your shoulders. When we do a push-up, we want to do a perfect technique push-up. That means your hips, your chest and your chin, not your nose, not your forehead, needs to touch the ground. So let's have a look what that looks like. Alright, chin, hips, chest. Chin, hips, chest. Now, we're not all going to be able to do 15 repetitions on that, and that's absolutely fine. So, I can go to my knees and I can do the same exercise. And my chin, my chest, and my hips touch the ground. And what that does is it keeps my back in a really straight position. If I go to my forearm, my bum sticks up in the air, no good. Okay, so knees is an option. The other way you can do it, I'm going to give you a couple of options. If you still want to stay on your toes, get an elevated seat. Could be the side of your bed, and you touch your chest, and you drive up. Okay? If that's still too hard, and you still want to stay on your toes, which is great, I've got a desk here. Hands on the desk, chest, press. I Ideally, from my perspective, you would do them on your toes. So you'd find an elevation. An elevation could be a desk, could be the side of your bed, could be the back of the couch, dining room table. Finding something at an appropriate height, that 15 becomes quite challenging. Okay? So I'm going to leave that with you. You can hit pause and get through 15 push-ups, please. Right, next one as I look on my program is a 90-degree hip and knee hold. So I'm going to lie on my back. I'm going to get my back flat on the ground. My hips are at 90 degrees, that's a right angle, and my knees are at 90 degrees. And look at my ankles at 90 as well. Relax my head on the ground, and I just want you to concentrate on pushing your lower back into the ground so you can feel your lower back pushing. Right, and make sure you're breathing through your tummy. So your tummy's rising and falling. All we're doing is holding that so we can feel the back and feel the tummy. Alright, we don't want your lower back to arch up, that's bad. Alright, we're just holding that position. We want to hold it for a minute. So you might use your phone to time it or stopwatch, or you can just count to a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 60 seconds. You'll eventually find that it starts getting a bit harder, and we're going to make sure that lower back is staying pushed into the ground. And also that you're staying 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and 90 degrees. Alright, once you get to your minute, you can come off, and you'll feel your tummy's done some work. Alright, we'll move to our next one. Okay, our next one is a reverse lunge. What we're going to do on this one is have our hands on our hips. I'll give you a side view. Nice long stride backwards. You want to touch your knee gently on the ground and stand back up. Staying with the same leg, gently on the ground and back up. And the way you know if you're stepping far enough back is we should have a right angle here. If we're like that, we haven't stepped far enough. Okay? So my hands are at hips. Look at my right angle. And I do 10 in a row on one leg. Once I've got 10 in a row on that leg, I change legs. And see, I'm staying really upright. I'm not leaning forward. I'm not pushing off my thigh to cheat. Perfect form. Alright, and we go for 10 on each leg. Alright, if you haven't finished yet, please hit pause and let's go through 10 on each leg. Alright, our next one is a prone side glide. So I'm going to be like a push-up position, but my hands will be a bit narrow. So hands shoulder width apart. Alright, we can do that. And then step back with our feet, and we're up in the plank. Now all we do is glide from one side to the other with our shoulders and our body follows. Alright, and we're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going up to 30. You should feel the pressure on one hand increase as you glide to that side. I'm going to give you a side view. Alright, so I'm in a really straight line from my ankles all the way to my shoulders, and my head's not dipped, it's also not up, it's just neutral. And we're just gliding from side to side, nice and slow, until we get to 30. Alright, so getting to 30 on that one, hit pause if you haven't done it already. Right, let's get that done. Okay, our final exercise on the sheet is a single leg deadlift. We want 10 on each leg. So, what I do, bring my right foot off the ground, and I want to touch the ground with my right hand. So I tip forward, raise my leg behind me, touch the ground, and then I want to touch my knee up top. And down, and up. So I've got 2, and I don't want to touch the ground between each repetition. I'm going to give you a side view. Right, and I'm pushing that leg behind me, touch my knee, touch the ground, push that leg behind me. When I get 10, I simply change legs, left foot off the ground, left hand. And I should feel this in the back of my thigh, so my hamstring, and in my glute muscle, in my bum. Alright, I want to get 10 in a row on each side. Alright, if you haven't got your 10, please keep going until you've got your 10. Alright, so not pause if you need to. Okay, that is us for our Introduction to Strength Conditioning program. Now, please bear in mind, we've done one series. We need to do 4 series. So you need to go back to the top of the sheet and go down. Back to the top of the sheet, down, back to the top of the sheet and down, and then you're done. It'll take you less than 30 minutes to do. Okay? Now, we need to do this 2 to 3 times a week for 6 to 8 weeks to see some gain through your body and your coordination. Alright, so please commit to it. We have lots of time over Christmas break if this is a good time to start doing it. So let's see if we can get into a healthy routine through our period off. Alright, great job in tuning in. Once you've finished, you can do a couple of light stretches, some foam rolling if you wish, and then you're finished. Alright, well done on tuning in. I'll see you on court very soon.